In this tutorial video, we're going to go through the fundamentals of Ricochet. The idea is not to give you a comprehensive knowledge of the system, but instead, let you understand how you'll add in an account, add in inventory, ring up a sale, and then what happens after the sale, quickly reviewing payouts and a few reports. So let's go ahead and get started. Now when you first log into Ricochet, you'll see the dashboard screen. But what we're going to do is hover over the navigation bar on the left-hand side of the screen, go down to Accounts, and click once on Consignors. Now, in the upper right-hand corner, there'll be a button called New Consignor. Clicking on it once will bring you to the New Consignor screen. Now on the screen there is a ton of information that you can add in, but the only essential fields needed to create an account is adding in a first name, a last name, and clicking Save. Now what we will cover though is the default split field, and this is going to be the commission split added to items underneath the consignor's account by default. If the split that your store uses is not listed, then what you can do is click the orange plus button, give the split a name, then add in the store percent and consignor percent, making sure to use whole numbers. Once you click Add Split, this will save the split into the system for future use. Now you can simply click Save to save that account. Once you've created your consignor account, you're now going to see a few new folders added at the top of the screen. These folders are going to be things like inventory, payouts, and payout history. We're going to click once on the inventory tab to add an item into this consignor's account. To do this, you'll click Add New once, and it'll bring you to the New Item screen underneath that consignor's account. Once again, there are a ton of fields here, so what we're only going to focus on is putting in a product name and adding in a price. At this point, we will hit Save, and that will have saved the item. You'll also see that a SKU has been created for the item, and you have the ability to print a label. We won't go through label printing in too much detail, but do note you do have two ways of printing labels. One from within the item itself, or if you go back to the product screen, you can check the boxes next to multiple items and then click Print Labels, so that way you can enter in several items and print labels all at once. Now, if you do offer retail inventory, you can add that into the system by going to the navigation bar, clicking once on Products, then clicking the New Item screen in the upper right-hand corner. The process will be nearly identical, meaning we'll go ahead and give the product a name and add in a price, but since this is a retail item, we can add in a cost for the item rather than assign a commission split. Now, by clicking Save, we can go ahead and save that retail piece of inventory. Now to ring up a sale, you would start out by going to the shopping cart icon in the navigation bar and clicking once to go to the point of sale screen. Now, normally here, you would start scanning in the labels for the items, but since we haven't printed any labels, we'll simply go to the Search Items field, type in the name of the item, and click once on that item to add it to the sale. Now once again, there are a ton of features we can cover, like adding in discounts, attaching a consignor or customer to the sale. But for this demo, we're simply going to click Credit Debit. Now, once you click Credit Debit, you're going to come to the non-integrated credit card screen. And this means that the credit card is going to be run outside the software. Using an integrated merchant service like Ricochet Pay allows you to run the credit cards within the sale itself. But if you have a merchant service that you would like to stick with coming over from another software program, this screen allows you to track the credit card sale within Ricochet, then simply run the credit card outside the software. Now, fields like last four or auth code are just for more reporting within the software. But all you really need to do on the screen is click on card type, add the card type that's going to be charged for the sale, then click Add Manual. At this point, you can click Finish to finish the sale. And here you'll have a receipt that you'll be able to print. Also note that if you do attach a customer to a sale, with either a phone number or email underneath their account, you will have the option of emailing the receipt or texting the receipt. Simply click Done to get out of the screen. Now, if we were to go back to the consignor's account by hovering over Accounts, clicking once on Consignors, then clicking the Edit button on the right-hand side of the screen, you can click once on the Payouts tab to see that that item is now available to be paid out to the consignor. Now, payouts can be done two ways, either individually within a consignor's account, or by hovering over Actions and clicking once on Payouts. You'll be able to pay out all of your consignors at once. Finally, we're going to go to the Reports section, and all the way at the very bottom, we're going to click on Sales Summary. Now, this is going to be your go-to daily report to get your sales breakdowns. And you can see we've got some basic information from that sale. We can see the tenders collected, which is just going to be credit card. We can get a sales breakdown, as well as see our net sales, taking into account how much we need to pay out consignors or pay out to cost to retail. So that way we understand both the gross and net of sales from any time period. Now, we understand that there are many consignment stores out there that offer buy outright or resale as well, where they're purchasing items directly from the consignor rather than providing them a split of the profits once the item sells. And that is doable within Ricochet. But it is a feature that you have to turn on first. So to do that, you would go to Preferences, then to Admin, then scroll to the bottom of the page where you see the Buy Outright/Trade module. Click that on and hit Save. Now, when you go back to the point of sale screen, you're going to see a Buy Trade button. And this is going to allow you to buy items directly from a consignor at the point of sale screen. So, if I click Buy Trade, I can see the Buy Trade window appears. Now, the necessary fields here are going to be putting in a product name, putting in the cost, and the price. Now understand, cost is what you're going to be paying to the consignor, and price is what you're going to price the item as once you put it into stock. There are going to be additional fields as well, like sort description, category, or brand. You'll also see quality and dimensions here, and those are our custom drop-down menus that allow you to add in your own custom fields, which will also be available. These can be added in as standard products or products with variants in case you're purchasing multiple items or multiple sizes or colors of a specific item. Finally, stores do have the option of adding in pre-existing items into the quantity of that item. This normally happens with shoes or streetwear, where you're purchasing an item that is already in stock. So in case someone did come in with that particular item, you can click that button, add that in, and just make sure to add in your cost. The only difference here is you're not going to be able to change the price of the item. So if you feel the price is different, maybe it's a little bit higher quality, then you would want to add it in as its own item. Here we can go ahead and put in the cost, and once we hit Add, we can see that the item is added to the point of sale screen with the negative amount. You also do have the option of tracking the consignor in case you would like to keep track of the items you've purchased from this person. Now note, when this item gets added into the system, it will get added into store inventory, but if you do have frequent resellers, this is a great way to organize their items. At this point, you can either attach another item to the sale in case you're trading an item out, or you can provide this person their $150 due. We'll go ahead and hit Cash, and we'll hit Finish. And now you can see we have the resale receipt showing sold to store for the amount and the amount deducted. Now, since we attached Jeff to that sale, if we were to go into his account, we can click the Edit button to access his account, and we'll see those items that we purchased from him in Store Purchases, which is a tab that will be available once you turn on the Buy Outright feature. Now, this was a very quick demonstration of the resale process. So if you would like to learn more about it, you can click the question mark in the lower left-hand corner to access our help articles, which will give you complete rundowns of every aspect of the software. Stores also have the opportunity to go to our YouTube page to learn more about the software in a video format. And you can also click the chat icon in the lower left-hand corner to talk with a Ricochet representative Monday through Saturday.